This is Mon Health Talk, a weekly program focusing on the dedicated physicians, nurses, and staff at Mon Health, the region's premier community hospital system. People with skillful hands and bright minds using state-of-the-art technology. We don't just practice medicine, we care for people like family. That's why at Mon Health you can feel the difference. Once again, welcome to this edition of Mon Health Talk.
Good morning, welcome into the program. I'm Dave Wilson. Our guest this morning, Chris Battin, Mon Health Medical Center Auxiliary Board President, and Bre Smith, a Mon Health Service Line Director of Medical Specialties and Surgical Services. Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Hey, good morning.
Hey, thanks for taking some time with us today. We're going to get into ZERO Prostate Cancer Walk run that will be coming up. But first, you guys know, you've heard the show, I'm sure. You have to talk about you, at least for a minute or two this morning. So let me, Chris, how about we start with you? Just tell us about yourself, education, training, where you're from, the biography that will one day be written, I'm sure.
Oh, yes. I'm originally from Meadville, Pennsylvania, and I went to nursing school in Pittsburgh at Carlow University. But I met my husband, who is a urologist here at Mon Health, and we met in band camp when we were in high school in Meadville. So while he was going to med school in Pittsburgh, he graduated and did his residency training at WVU, and I followed him, and we've been in Morgantown ever since.
All right, I've got to ask: were you guys same section, different? What different instruments? How did you make this acquaintance exactly at band camp?
Well, you know how it is when you do the summer band camp, and you go to a school like a college, not in your hometown. And I saw this cute little blue-eyed trumpet player practicing, and I was a clarinet player, so woodwinds and brass are always a good match.
Perfect. And, Brianna, top that.
I don't think I can, but so I'm originally from Parkersburg, West Virginia. I moved up here 14 years ago to Morgantown to come to school. I got my biology degree and my industrial engineering degree from WVU Medicine, and actually Mon Health was my first job out of college. I've been here at Mon Health for about 8 years now. I definitely think the grass is greener. I love Mon Health and just really excited to be part of this organization.
Brianna, before we jump into the topic today, we talk about this all the time, though. And in fact, I think it was just last week's show. The turnover there at Mon Health is just so low. You've been there, you said 14 years. What's kept you around all this time?
So I've been here 8 years.
8 years, sorry.
In Morgantown, 14. But I would definitely say we're a family here. We love to be a community hospital. We're very innovative in our services, though. And so I think that's one of the great things here is that we are a community, and we love to serve our community here in Morgantown in this, north central West Virginia.
And Chris, your role as board president of the Mon Health Medical Center Auxiliary, explain what the auxiliary does and what your role entails.
The auxiliary is a volunteer portion of the hospital, and we are connected to the community. So a lot of our volunteers can see what the needs are in our community and bring that to the attention of the auxiliary. And then the auxiliary raises money through various sales that we have at the hospital, like the sheet sale and a cookie sale and various other things that we do, that including our gift shop. Our gift shops also help us to make money. Oh, and our football parking. So an example of that is there was a need to help our patients walk from the parking lot to the hospital or from the hospital to their car. And for some people, it's really difficult. And it was brought to our attention that this was a need. And so the auxiliary raised money and bought a golf cart. It's an enclosed golf cart. And people can call this number and they can ask the golf cart to pick them up at the parking lot or drive them to their car after they're done with their doctor's appointments.
And Brianna, just it's kind of the same question to you, the Mon Health Service Line Director of Medical Specialties and Surgical Services. That's a really long title. What do you do?
It is a long title. So I have about 12 different specialties underneath me. One of them includes urology, so that's why I love to be involved with the ZERO Prostate Cancer Walk and Run. But I lead the service line from a strategic standpoint, make sure that we're looking at things from a system perspective and that everything is facilitated from a system perspective to ensure that our patients receive the best care that they can receive.
All right, Chris, tell me about the ZERO Prostate Cancer Run Walk. What's going on? What's happening? When's it happening? Where's it happening? Give me all the details.
So it's happening on Saturday, August 26th. We're gathering around 8:30, but the race actually begins at 9, and it's at the Milan Park Track Complex, which is, the physical address is 1847 Fitness Way.
And well, let me tell you what. Before we get too deep into it, let's take our first break. So we've got the details. We know when and we know where. We'll get the rest of the details on the ZERO Prostate Cancer Walk Run that is coming up on August 26th. Our guest this morning, Chris Battin, Mon Health Medical Center Auxiliary Board President, and Bre Smith, Mon Health Service Line Director of Medical Specialties and Surgical Services. They are our guests here on Mon Health Talk. Here on a Monday morning, we're back in a moment on WAJR.
Now back to Mon Health Talk, a discussion of the issues, people, and procedures in healthcare today. If you have a question for one of our healthcare guests, call now at 304-296-0041.
Our guest this morning, Chris Battin, Mon Health Medical Center Auxiliary Board President, Bre Smith, Mon Health Service Line Director of Medical Specialties and Surgical Services. We're talking about the ZERO Prostate Cancer Walk Run. That is coming up Saturday, August 26th, 8:30 p.m. at the Milan Park Track Complex. Let's bring our guest back into the program. Brianna, what does this event do for patients, families, caregivers, others affected by prostate cancer?
So the ZERO Prostate Cancer Walk and Run really promotes disease awareness, educates men about their risk, and it raises critical funding for financial and emotional support programs and resources for those struggling with this crisis. So something that really provides that critical funding for some of these families, caregivers, et cetera, for these men who are really struggling with this disease.
Can you give us an example, Bre, of how or what kind of programs are funded through this and other programs like it?
Yeah, so one of the really great things is I know it does provide funding for prostate cancer patients. It helps them navigate insurance, find resources to help pay for treatments and living expenses. This program is actually called ZERO 360. It's a comprehensive patient support. It can connect them with emotional support services and then actually ensures access to care. So some really great services for our men suffering with prostate cancer.
We talk about prostate cancer, and you probably see, Major League Baseball players that wear the light blue wristbands around Father's Day to try to raise awareness. Just how prevalent of a cancer is this for men?
Actually, I think it's 1 in 8 men will be diagnosed with prostate cancer. Actually, prostate cancer takes the life of an American man every 15 minutes. And this also includes 1,550 West Virginia men in this year alone that will be diagnosed with prostate cancer. So this statistic increases to 1 in 5 for veterans and are 1.5 more likely to get prostate cancer for men over 60. So definitely something that increases with age. Men who have risk factors like being African American, also, just as you age, those are the risk factors that can increase the likelihood of getting the prostate cancer diagnosis.
And painting with a broad brush here, but detected early, it is treatable.
Yeah, so if caught early, more than 99% of men diagnosed with prostate cancer will be alive in 5 years. So, really great odds if it's definitely caught early.
And it just involves a screening that none of us men really like to talk about or really want to deal with. But as they say, it's not all that bad. I will speak for men right now, Chris and Brianna. We don't want to do it, but it ain't that bad, as they say.
Yeah, especially when, if caught early, it does have a really good outlook for the patient.
Chris Battin, Mon Health Medical Auxiliary Board President, Bre Smith, Mon Health Service Line Director of Medical Specialties and Surgical Services, joining us here on Mon Health Talk this morning. Chris, can you tell us about last year's prostate cancer walk run? How did it go? How much did you raise?
Last year was really fun. It was the inaugural event. And the reminder, this is the only one in the state that we're holding here in Morgantown. And we raised $44,000 last year, close to $50,000 last year we raised. And we're trying to increase that to $60,000 this year. And as well, we're trying to get more teams this year. We had 60 people, which was a great turnout for our very first one, and we'd like to see more come.
So how does the run walk work, Chris? Is it a timed event? Is it a certain distance? How far are we walking? How far are we running?
It's a 5K, and I don't know, how many times is that around the track? Like 20 times around the track?
I think what they said is really the route for the 5K is a mixture of service terrain and cross country. So I believe it does go throughout Milan Park as well as the track.
Yeah, you have the option of the track, or you can do the cross country track. If you need like a flat terrain, then you just walk around the track. And honestly, some people just did it a few times just to do it, and some people did it finish the whole 5K, so it's whatever you're comfortable with.
We also have a shorter distance. We have a 1 mile walk as well. And then we do have a kids dash too, which is really nice. So, bring out the entire family. There's an event for everyone. The
ZERO Prostate Cancer Walk Run, again, coming up Saturday, August 26th, up at Milan Park. Is when that event's going to occur. Got to take a final break. We're back with more right after this. You're listening to Mon Health Talk on WAJR.
This is Mon Health Talk, providing a window into the Mon Health system and the dedicated healthcare providers who work there. If you'd like to comment or ask a question, please call 304-296-0041.
The ZERO Prostate Cancer Walk Run coming up on August 26th. At the Milan Park Track Complex, 8:30 p.m. Our guest this morning, Chris Battin, Mon Health Medical Center Auxiliary Board President, Bre Smith, Mon Health Service Line Director of Medical Specialties and Surgical Services. How do we sign up? How do you get involved in the run walk, guys?
So the event, we just caught something. The event is at 8:30 a.m. On August 26th. So that's, you're right, Milan Park Track Complex. You can go and learn more about the event at zerocancer.run/Morgantown. That will take you directly to our Morgantown page. You can donate. You can create a team. You can sign up on others' teams. Or if you want to participate virtually because you can't come out that day, you can do that as well.
I thought that might be a little late for Run Walk, but I was rolling with it. 8:30 a.m.
A.m., correct.
8:30 a.m. at the Milan Park Track Complex. Brianna, we touched on it briefly when it comes to prostate cancer, that it's very, very treatable if caught early. So how can patients catch that early?
Yeah, so talk to your primary care provider. We have some wonderful primary care providers here at Mon Health. Schedule an appointment with them. They'll be able to get you in and discuss your risk factors and get you screened for prostate cancer.
And Chris, as far as the auxiliary goes, you guys are very busy. And what other events do you have coming up later this year?
Oh, our biggest event of the year is, of course, the Ball of the Year. It's actually earlier than this year. It's usually in November, but this year it's on October 28th at the Marriott on the waterfront. And you can get more information about that at theballoftheyear.com.
The Ball of the Year, that's one of the big events folks around town look forward to each and every year, Chris.
Yes.
We're very excited about it this year.
That's how I got started in the auxiliary, because the Ball of the Year is an auxiliary event, and I was the ball chair in 2017. And that's how I got involved with the the auxiliary.
And the rest is history, as they say.
Yeah.
Chris, anything else going on with the auxiliary in the coming months? What else are you all involved in?
Oh, well, the football season's starting, and we have football parking in our lots where the building 1,000, 2,000, and it's $20 to park there. All that goes to our fundraising efforts, but we also have RV spots. So I know people are looking for their RV to park their RVs. We have those as well.
Do you have a web page, or are you guys linked up? If I go over to the Mon Health's web page, can I find you there?
Yes.
Yes,
right. We're under the volunteers section of the web page.
Hey, Chris, while we've got about a minute here, how can folks get involved with the auxiliary if they are interested?
Oh, my goodness. We would love to have anyone of any age to be involved with the auxiliary. We do a lot of fun things together. And again, you can find that on the Mon Health webpage.
Do you take high school students, college students? I know this comes up often. They're looking for community service hours, or it sounds like you'd be pretty excited for anyone who wants to take part.
Absolutely, yes. And, I think you have to be at least 12, 14 to volunteer. And there's all kinds of things that you can do. That it doesn't even have to be patient care. If you just want to see how a hospital works, there's volunteer hours needed for that as well. And for the adults, man, we need drivers to help drive that golf cart around too. So if you're a people person, we would love to have you.
Good deal. Brianna, can you give us the correct details one more time on the Zero Prostate Cancer Walk Run coming up later this month?
Sure. So the event will be held on Saturday, August 26th at 8:30 a.m. at Milan Park Track Complex. The physical location or physical address for that is 1847 Fitness Way, which is in Morgantown. And if you would like to learn more about the event, you can go to zerocancer.run/Morgantown.
Yeah, if you go up to Milan Park to get to the track complex, veer right and just keep on going. You will run into it eventually.
That's right.
you can see it out there on the ridge. It just takes a minute or two to get out there. Again, that's coming up August 26th, 8:30 a.m. at the Milan Park Track Complex. Chris Battin, Bre Smith, thanks for spending some time with us this morning, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us today.
Absolutely.